So I now recognize myself for 5 minutes for questions, and we'll proceed with our others here. I wanted to really ask all of you maybe to tell us how we can have more interface between academia, industry, government, the ecosystem here, and how we sort of get more bang for our buck, how we're it's all being utilized in a more efficient way, but getting all of these things on a faster track. And any thoughts any of you could all address on how we might better get industry engagement?
I'll start. I do want to note that in NITRD we actually have a fairly broad reach in industry, and we do it in a few ways. One is through workshops. For example, in the wireless area, wireless spectrum research and development, they've been running a series of workshops, 7 of them, which have been looking at all the issues dealing with the access of this limited resources, spectrum sharing. And these workshops are attended by people from industry, academics, and government people. So in these workshops, for example, we've had people from T-Mobile, Microsoft, Agilent, Vanu, ComSearch, Qualcomm. So we have a reach into that. Similarly, in our Cyber Physical Systems Senior Steering Group, one of the efforts being run by NIST, the Global City Teams Challenge, has been forming partnerships of industry, academics, and communities to look at cyber physical smart cities, smart communities. Mm-hmm. And through the CPS Senior Steering Group, because of the coordination we do, NSF jumped in to help participate in those efforts. And so that's another path in. We also have a couple of groups, the Joint Engineering Team, which looks at information sharing among federal agencies. In scientific networking, we have another one called MAGIC, which is on middleware and grid. And these also involve industry. They come and talk with us. Microsoft, Verizon, and Cisco have been members. Mm. So I think we are reaching out. We can do more, but I think we are reaching out.
Okay, thank you. And Dr. Hager?
So I was thinking about the different perspectives on industry, academic, government interaction, and perhaps I can give you a couple of different views of that. So as you know, the IT industry is tremendously tempestuous almost in its development of new technologies, and so the topics and the directions change quickly. That being said, there's a tremendous interaction at the grassroots level among academic researchers and industry, and that's really through students moving back and forth with industry as well as collaborative projects with industry. You have to understand many companies do not have industrial research labs anymore in the IT industry, and so it really is very much a grassroots level interaction. I will, however, highlight, picking up on Dr. Marzullo's response, that there are several venues where we do bring together government, industry, and academic researchers. So I also chair the Computing Community Consortium, and in that consortium, we hold visioning workshops where we talk about new topics in computing, and we always have representation from industry, government, and academic researchers. So there is a conversation and there is a connection, even if it may not be immediately visible from the highest levels.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for the question. I can give you a couple of different answers. So from my present post as the director of NCSA, I can say we have many, many deep interactions with companies. We have a private sector program that has over 24 companies that actually pay to be members of our consortium, and we work very deeply with them. Some of them, Caterpillar has been there for over 30 years. And when the original NSF supercomputing program started in 1985-86, in that period, the NCSA leadership at the time took out a full-page ad in the Wall Street Journal and said, "We are open for business." And that led to a lot of industrial relationships with the University of Illinois, and it's actually led to an entire industrial park that's now just south of campus, and those relationships continue. There are, in the present day, when the National Strategic Computing Initiative was announced, I was invited to the Eisenhower Executive Office building for a little discussion on that, and I'd say over half of the participants in the room were from industry, and some of the most passionate members of that panel talked about the need, for example, to have large-scale computing investments at the federal level so that they would be able to do things that they can't do otherwise. For example, jet engine development, a mere 1% increase in the efficiency, which would require supercomputing at the level of, say, 10 to 100 times what we have now in order to really do that sort of work well, would allow tens of billions of dollars in savings in the airline industry for fuel costs, for example. So there are lots of examples where we work together with industry.
No, thank you. And I think any time and any place you can help us assist with telling that story, I think, so people really understand the multiplier effect of all the research that is going on and how it's integrated into everything that we see. So thank you very much. And now I yield 5 minutes to Mr. Lipinski.